Well, I'm hanging out with Michelle Melio. She is a hypnotist, and she actually just during the break while you guys were doing the news and we were here, we actually had a session just now. It lasted about 10 minutes. I feel dizzy almost. It was really interesting. Tell us a little bit about how hypnotism works.
Well, what I did was, the way it works is I pretty much awakened your subconscious mind and brought that to the surface. And took your conscious mind, pushed it back a little bit in the background, remaining safe. And then I stepped into your energy, and intuitively we worked together and had a nice hypnosis session talking with your subconscious mind.
That's so interesting. And, a lot of us have seen these shows. These hypnotists come out and within a second, they just snap and all of a sudden somebody's barking like a dog, just doing ridiculous things. How does that work? I mean, that did not feel like what we just did.
No, it's not what we just did at all. In fact, there's only a very small amount of the population that can go that deep, and it's called somnambulistic. And what a stage hypnotist will do is the stage hypnotist will test the whole group before he has somebody come up on stage. So
Speaking of, we're about to run out of time here, but I know you've got a quick trick that people at home can try to do in order to see if they're able to be hypnotized. Could you demonstrate that quickly?
Sure, I can.
I'm going to hand you the microphone and tell me what to do.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you cross your hands in a prayer-like position. Perfect. And then what I'd like you to do is holding your pointer fingers about an inch apart, and everybody at home can try this, and keeping your thumbs crossed, I'd like you to imagine that I have this tiny imaginary set of vice grips, and I'm just putting on the end of your fingers right now. And what I'm doing is I would like you to allow yourself to completely experience those vice grips right there on your fingers. And imagine that I'm turning this little crank, and as I turn that crank, your fingers are getting closer together, pushing down, allowing yourself to feel them push against it. Imagine that they're there. Imagine that you can see them. And they're getting tighter and tighter. And no matter how hard you try to fight that, your fingers are just keep sticking together, getting closer until they're almost stuck, steadfast, stuck tight together until I snap my fingers and release them for you.
No, so does that mean if people are able to do that, that means that they will be able to be hypnotized?
Yes, the quicker that you can do that with your fingers touching, the quicker you can be hypnotized.
Well, very, very interesting. Liza, what do you think? I hope you're trying this right now, or if you're not trying this, you are about to try this, because I'd love to see if you were able to be hypnotized.
I've been doing it, and my fingers have gotten closer together, but they haven't touched. What does that mean? I'm slightly hypnotized.
They've gotten close together. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. We'll work on that later for you, Liza.
Thanks, Pooja. Can't wait to see what you have for us next half hour.